Shohei, you said a couple of days ago here that you didn't think you were so much like chasing bad pitches as much as you were just missing pitches in the zone. I was just kind of wondering in the last couple of days here, what did you do to kind of make sure you would have missed that pitch when it came today?
アプローチは特には変えてないですね。シンプルに今までやってきたことを継続してますし、場面によって多少変えるときはありますけど、基本的にはやりたいことは変えないので、それが比較的今日はいい打席が多かったかなと思います。
I haven't changed my approach in general. I've been able to kind of stick to the same approach that I have with the different situations. I might change a little bit here and there, but overall it's been the same approach.
Next question. One on the left, first row.
Shohei, what have you kind of learned in the postseason? Just kind of giving how small sample size are kind of magnified. Obviously, a couple of days ago we were talking about your splits, and then obviously today, leading off the game with a home run.
打席数がまだ少ないですけども、走者がいる時といない時の成績とか何か感じるところはありますか？
さっきも言いましたけど、基本的にやることは変わらないので、それが1打席目でも、最後の打席でも基本的にはしっかりと集中して自分でやることに努めたいなとは思ってます。それがスコアリングポジションにランナーがいてもいなくても、まずそこが一番大事かなとは思います。
The focus has been pretty much the same, regardless of the situation, if there's runners on or not. Trying to stick to the same plan, same approach.
You've seen how hard Mookie has kind of worked over the last couple of days. What has it been like to see him get a couple of results here tonight?
最近この数試合活躍してますけども、全体的にどう思いますか？
もうただただ楽しいですね。塁上から常に、状態が良さそうですし、彼が、打ったらもう得点する準備を、僕自身は一塁からでも二塁からでも常にヒットを打ったら、ホームに帰るつもりで、努めたいなと思ってます。
It's been fun being able to see him, perform really well. Obviously, being in a situation where I'm on base, and so he looks really good and locked in. My job at that point is to make sure that I score on anything that Mookie really hits.
Next question. I'm going to go Barry.
Shohei, you're one win away from the World Series. Is there any anticipation of that? What do you think about getting to that level and playing with other stars in the World Series?
あと1勝でワールドシーズンになりますけども、そのワールドシーズンの舞台に立てる、もしかして立てるっていう可能性とか、いろんなスターに囲まれて野球ができるとか、何か感想とかありますか？
敵地で昨日今日といい野球ができていると思うので、それをまずはしっかりと継続して明日につなげたいですし、明日しっかりとまず決めるという気持ちを持って全員で頑張りたいなと思ってます。
I'm really just focused on playing a really good game tomorrow, even though we're at the in an away situation. Just want to focus really on winning the game tomorrow and playing a really good game as a team.
What do you think of the amount of people that are watching these games over in Japan?
日本でこの試合を見てる日本の人たち何か。
そうです。なかなか時間帯的に見れたり見れなかったりっていう感じはあると思いますけど、見れた人、そうですね。吉野も今日いいピッチングしましたし、自分自身ももっともっと活躍できるように、それに応えれるように頑張りたいなと思ってます。
I'm sure it's not easy for the people in Japan to be able to watch these games because of the time difference, but Yoshinobu pitched really well. We've been playing really well, and I hope to continue to perform well as well for the fans in Japan.
Go back to Dylan.
When you hit that home run, I noticed you pointed back at the dugout. I was wondering, did that have any meaning in particular? Was there anyone in particular you were pointing at? And also I saw that when you kind of got back to the bench, Kike came over, and he seemed to be very animated. What was he saying to you there?
ホームラン打った後ダグアウト向かって指さして まず誰かに指をさしていたのかと、それとあとダグアウトに戻ったら聞けとなんかいろいろ話し合ってたようなこともあったんですけども、何かどういうことを話してたんですかね。
一番はフレディがレイトショーはいいから早めにもう打ってくれよみたいな試合前に言われてたので、帰ってフレディと打ったよっていう感じの会話をしてましたね。
Freddie talked to me to make sure that I joined the party earlier than later. So, I was able to do that this time in my first at bat. So that was something that we talked about.
And take one more, then we're going to get Mookie up here. Pete in the second row, over there on the left.
Hi, Shohei. Just how would you kind of describe your first MLB postseason now that you have a few games under your belt?
シーズン振り返ってみてどう思いますかと。
ここまでは本当にただただプレーできていることに感謝してますし、今日も昨日今日と敵地でしたけど、敵地ならではの雰囲気というか熱気というか素晴らしい中で本当にやらせてもらってるなっていう毎日、明日ももちろん調整して、しっかりとプレーしたいなっていうそういう気持ちですね。
I'm just simply put grateful to be in this environment, to be able to play in this playoff environment, having experienced playing in an away environment. It's been fun being able to experience the passion and the passion of the fans, and I hope that I'll be able to perform well tomorrow.
Shohei, thank you.
Thank you.
Will, thank you.
Mookie, congrats on the run. The 2-run double, the 2-run homer. What an incredible night for you at the plate. Can you just describe what you were feeling up there in your at-bats tonight?
No, I can't really describe it, but I felt pretty good. It's good to feel good. It's good to help the team. And pitching did amazing, keeping them off the board, really. So, it was fun.
And Mookie, the lineup has changed so much behind Shohei and you. What was it like to see a guy like Tommy have such a big night in the cleanup spot tonight?
I think that's the beauty of our team. It can change, but whoever's in the lineup is good, and they're gonna follow the plan. They want to win, and so that's why we are up 3-1 right now.
Go to Peter in the second row on the left.
Hi, Mookie. I know you spoke yesterday, I guess it was, about taking extra swings. Just how, I guess, what did you kind of find as you've done that, and was there something that really clicked for you in these last few days with that extra work?
I mean, a lot of stuff has clicked and hasn't worked, and some worked. Today worked, but tomorrow's a new day, and I'll come work and try and find the same feel. But it's just a lot of work. God really answering prayers, all those type of things, and so it's just good to know that I helped the team.
Go to Dylan right up in the front.
Mookie, after Ohtani hit that home run to start the game, did you kind of figure, it'd be the type of game where, okay, now they're going to start avoiding him and that you're going to get chances to get good swings?
No, by no means. I just know there was a stretch there for like 2 or 3 at-bats. I don't even think he saw a pitch remotely close, which I understand. But it's going to be tough to just walk him all the time, especially with the lineup and the guys. Freddie didn't even play as well, so we'll see. If they want to continue to do it, then that's okay. I just have to make sure I take care of my job and the guys behind us. That we can only control what we can control.
Come over to the right side, third row on the right, on that end.
Hey, Mookie, can you just talk about the way the offense has been able to work the Mets pitching staff, drawing walks, keeping the line moving, and the consistency that you guys have provided?
I think just following the plan. Our coaches do a really good job in preparing us. And the guys, we all believe in them. We believe in each other. And we know, like I said, whether the plan is right or wrong, it doesn't really matter. It's just at least we follow the plan no matter what. And it's been right so far.
Go to Juan up in the front.
Mookie, right before Game 3 in the Padres series, you kind of mentioned you deleted social media and kind of all that stuff. Like, how hard is it to avoid kind of the outside noise at this time of the year? Like, how does that motivate you? And how do you kind of remind yourself, like, I'm pretty good at this too.
You know, it's tough to really get away from everything because everyone's watching. You know, there's family, friends, you know, you guys, everybody is watching, and while I'm doing this, I'm talking, so there's no real way to get away from it. So really just getting it off my phone, spending time with my kids, my wife, my family. That's really just the easiest way to get away from it. And then sometimes I just go into the locker room and just sit by myself just to get away from all the things that are going on. And then you can reset and come back to it. So it's tough, but if you want to do it, you'll find a way.
All right, we'll do two more, and then we'll bring Yoshi up. We'll go to Pete down here in the front.
Yeah, I don't know that you do. I think I've tried to manage those emotions many times. I think you just ride them. You just ride those emotions. I mean, it's tough. I may not do it all day, but when the game starts, you just got to ride those emotions, embrace them, the highs and the lows. Like I said, I've tried to stay even keel and all those things, and at a time like this, that doesn't really work. So you just got to jump on the roller coaster and enjoy the ride.
Last one from Mookie. Good. All right, Mookie, thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, overall, how did you kind of feel today? And you threw the slider a lot. Oh, can you hear me now? Overall, how did you feel out there tonight? And you threw the slider a lot more than usual today. Was that part of the game plan or just kind of a feel thing?
まずゲーム全体の自分の評価と、それともう一つ、今日スライダーが結構多かったように見えたんですけど、そこはその最初からプランしてた攻め方だったんでしょうか。
初回から、失点、してしまったんですけど、なんとか最初失点に、抑えれたことは良かったところかなと、思うのと、右打者が、多くいたので、スライダーは多少、多くなりましたけど、はいとにかくチームが勝てたので、いい投球だったかなと思います。
So overall, I think that was pretty good, even though I gave up first round of the game, first score of the game. And then in terms of slider amount of numbers I pitched today, that was because of a number of righty in the lineup today. So I used it a lot.
How much easier does your job get when you're seeing Ohtani kind of lead off the game of a home run and Mookie just piling on later in the game?
大谷さんとムーキーの、ホームランがあったりして、その辺っていうのは自分の投球の中でどれくらいいい影響みたいなのがあったんでしょうか。
なんとかリードを守ろうと、思いながら、投げてましたし、追加点を、取ってもらえたので、多少、気持ちに余裕を持って、投げることができたかなと思います。
Yeah, so those like runs, homers gave me a little more comfortable run support and then lead in the game, and then after that, because I kind of settled in and then pitched with a little more comfortable situation.
Dylan.
I know in the Japan series last year, right, you threw a 138 pitch complete game. Obviously, this is a much different situation where the bullpen is kind of ready to come in, fourth inning, fifth inning, pretty early. Does that change kind of your approach in how you pitch and maybe, how you, maybe can you let it out a little bit more?
去年、日本シリーズ1試合で、1登板で、130球投げたのがあったんですけども、もちろんこっちとは全然違うんですけども、そういう球数の違いっていうのはそのゲーム投げていく中でのプランのアプローチの仕方っていうのは変わってきたんでしょうか。
基本はとにかく1イニングずつ、抑えるっていうところは、自分の投球の中での基本なので、そこは特に、変わらず、とにかく1イニングに集中して、相手のバッター一人一人に集中して、投げてます。
So my style is, because I don't really think about the pitch count. I just usually focus on the one hitter at a time. And then one inning by one inning. So I didn't really think about I didn't feel as much difference.
Go to Peter in the second row on the left.
Hi. understanding that you pitched in a lot of big games in Japan, just now that you've pitched in 3 postseason games here, just have you felt yourself getting a little bit more comfortable with experience? Just how valuable has that been?
日本で、結構なビッグゲームの数っていうのは投げてきて、でこちらでそのポストシーズンでも3試合目の登板ということで、その徐々に自分のその感覚的なポストシーズンの感覚的なところっていうのは慣れてきている部分がありますか？
しっかり落ち着いて、投球は、できてますけど、やっぱりこう本当に、一発勝負になる試合が多く、本当にこう一発もやっぱり、多いので、本当にこう油断することなく、一球一球、投球してます。
So, I think I could feel more comfortable and calm. And then, but because every game in the postseason is a kind of like a must-win situation, and then all the hitters are really great. So, yeah.
Any last ones in English? We'll do one more in English with Carrie on the end.
Yoshinobu, in your time in Japan, have you ever experienced something like this where it's a group of pitchers working together to get 27 outs, and then how impressed are you with the job that everybody's doing?
一つ目の質問が、日本でこういうブルペン陣と、一緒に戦っていくそのゲームを作っていくっていうのがあったのかっていうのと、そのブルペンこちら来てそのブルペンのピッチャーブルペン陣と一緒にやっていけてる部分っていうのはどういう感じですか？
多少その采配は違いはありますけど、日本ももちろんリリーバーがいますし、はい、でも基本はやっぱ先発が7回ぐらいまで、投げることが、多いんですけど、こっちはまたこう早い展開から、リリーフの方が出てきてくれて、今日も、抑えてもらえたので、はい、どちらがいいとかは特にないですけど、はい、今日はすごく助かりました。
I don't have a specifically like which style is good. Like in Japan, it was like a different, little bit different game management. Because usually starter usually try to goes into the deeper into the game, like a 6th inning or 7th inning. Then relievers come in. But here, because sometimes 4th inning, 5th inning, and then relievers coming in. And I think because here, because I think I'm being able to work with them pretty good.
We'll do a couple in Japanese before Doc comes in. We can come up here in the front.
今早い段階からリリーバーが来てくれるということをおっしゃってたんですけれども、例えばその短いイニングだから出力を上げられるとかそういうことってありますか？
いや、もう本当にさっき言ったように僕の基本はもう1イニングずつっていうのを心がけているので、特にそこは変わらないです。
例えば100球とか7イニングっていうの場合でもそれも対応できるような投球を。
もういつも本当に全力で投げているので、はい、そこは変わりないです。
Go to the back, in front of the column.
すみません、こちらです。ポストシーズン同じく初出場の、大谷選手はこの間ちょっとポストシーズンを結構楽しめてるっておっしゃってたんですけど、山本選手はこう楽しむ感情とかその辺って気持ちの面っていかがですか？
やっぱり本当にこうしびれる展開の試合がすごく多いので、やっぱりこう選手としてもすごくやりがいを感じますし、はい、本当に幸せな、経験をできているなと、はい、思います。
We'll go to third row on this side.
3回の場面なんですけど、満塁から一度チャレンジで判定が変わったところがあって、あそこのこう気持ちの切り替えというか、どういうふうにご自身の中でこう、落として次に向かったというところを教えていただければ
と。流れをすごく左右する場面だったと、思ったので、はい、とにかく落ち着いて次のバッターを抑えようと、切り替えて、次のバッターに向かいました。
Go in the third row in the middle.
今日の勝利でワールドシリーズとあとリーグ優勝まであと1勝となりましたけれど、それについてのご感想はどういうふうに言ってますか？
とにかく今日勝てたことはすごく、嬉しく思いますし、あと1勝全員で、なんとか、取れたらなと思います。
We'll do one last one in the second row.
今日奪った三振、アウト13個のうち8個が三振で、しかも全部空振り三振だったんですけども、由伸さんの中で三振の数っていうのはその好調のバロメーターになったりするもんですか？
いや調子が良くてもあまり三振が増えない試合もありますし、そこまで感覚が良くなくても、三振が多い時もあるかなと思います。
Okay, thanks, Yoshi.
Hey, Doc. Whether it's the injuries to the pitchers, Freddie being out, your all-star first baseman, former MVP, it doesn't seem to bother you guys or affect you guys the way it would other teams. Why does this team have such a next man up mentality? You know, win for Freddie, whatever it may be. Whoever's down, it doesn't. You guys don't skip a beat and you just keep on rolling. Why is that?
I don't know the answer. I think part of it is we've dealt with it all year. With very key contributors, and it's a clubhouse that's very welcoming to new players, whether by way of trade, waiver wire pickups, young players that get called up from the system. It's a very focused group, tough group, and it's something that is probably something that I feel proud that we can hang our hat on. That there's never been any excuse all year for our club as far as winning the division and winning 11 games in October. And, you know, even as recent as this year, to not have Freddie start a playoff game, you know, but there was no excuse. We were expecting to win this game tonight. And so, yeah, Michael, it is that next guy up mentality. And the fight that I've seen in these guys, you know, I don't think you can kind of quantify it. But I do believe that, you know, the mindset, the attitude, you know, is applicable and manifests itself into winning baseball games.
Go to Ed in the back row.
Hi, Dave.
Hi,
Ed. What are your emotions about how dominant you've been these last two games?
Emotions, probably. I'm still, you know, we still have a lot of work to do. We got to win one more game this series. I love the way that our guys haven't let off the gas in the sense of, you know, I think that, you know, the outcome of the last two games, certainly if you watch the games, doesn't tell the story. And so the way we were able to add on the last couple nights has been huge to win a long series. I think we're just, so right now, I mean, I'm still kind of enjoying it a little bit, but I'm already thinking about Peterson tomorrow. So, yeah, we still got some work to do.
Go to Dylan in the front.
Dave, we saw it near the end of the regular season, right? A couple times Ohtani got walked intentionally, the way Mookie kind of responded to that. Today, right, the first 3 hits came out right after Ohtani got walked. How do you think Mookie kind of takes that when he sees, you know, them basically not challenging the guy in front of him?
I think he took it the same way Vientos took it. Personal. and that's okay. That's okay. And I think that, you know, he understands whether it's a manager putting 4 fingers up or, you know, you're throwing intentional balls 2 feet outside, you know, you're going to go after the next guy. And so I think that Mookie takes it personal like, you know, all competitors should. And I do think that stuff like that lights a little fire under him.
And do you have a starter for tomorrow? And if you do...
Flaherty, Jack's going to start.
How did you kind of get to that?
I think that he gives us the best chance to win tomorrow. And so it's regular. You know, we have our full slew of guys behind him. And, you know, there's a sense of urgency to win this game tomorrow.
Juan.
Dave, after the first 2 games against the Padres, kind of everyone was talking about, you know, what's wrong with Mookie, right? And then after the first 2 games here, what's wrong with Ohtani? Like, how much do you think those guys kind of pay attention to that stuff and kind of motivate themselves?
I think Mookie certainly much more than Shohei. So I think that Mookie getting a couple knocks, but tonight was certainly a breakout. Even the way that he can go backside and hit a line drive to right field, the homer on a breaking ball that he was missing, you know, in past series. So I think that bled into Mookie's psyche a little bit. But I think with Shohei, I don't think much affects him. I really don't.
Come down to this side on the right, Bill.
When you talked to us before the game, you said you were a little unsure about whether Jack would start tomorrow or not. Did you see something in this game that you and the team determined would go with that, or is that just didn't want to say anything till after?
No, we were still kind of deliberating, but after tonight, just talking to the pitching guys, the front office, and Jack, most importantly, we just felt that tomorrow's the day. So he's lined up, and that's kind of so not really what went into the game.
Okay, and also just I know it's a little lost with all the offense, but can you speak to the job Phillips and Trinan did at the point they came in?
They did a great job. They did a huge job, and obviously Evan. There was some traffic there, some stress. Certainly, getting out of that fifth inning was huge. That part of the order I felt was a time to deploy him, and then to kind of go back out there created some stress. But for him to get the 2 outs with the bases loaded, for me, I just felt that at that point in time, I think he was up to like 31, 32 pitches, and that's a pivotal part in the game. And so I felt, at that point in time, I think he can still be alive for tomorrow. And I just felt Blake was the best chance to get Winker. And fortunately, he lined out to Mookie. And, yeah, both those guys did a fantastic job. And I think the culture in the pen is they just pick each other up. Regardless of when they get the baseball, they're ready when called upon, which is huge.
Go to Andy on the left side.
Hey, Dave, you've been pretty open, in the second half and the postseason, just about how challenging this year has been for yourself, for the guys in the room. I'm just curious, like, knowing all that, how does it feel to be one win away from the World Series?
It feels good. I think that we've done a good job putting ourselves in this position. I sort of like the us against the world attitude that our guys are sort of taking on. I think that's kind of ironic, with the Dodgers, but I like that. I haven't enjoyed it yet. I'm not good at enjoying things in the moment. But yeah, once we win 5 more games, then I'll be much happier. But yeah, Andy, I'm very excited to be in this position, and I just want to keep our guys hungry and focused and not let these guys back in the series.
Like, you guys usually are the world.
Right. We usually are. That's fair. We usually are the world. That's
That
right.
wasn't really a question.
That's right.
We'll take 2 more quick ones. Jeff in the front, and then we'll finish up on the back right.
Dave, with the quality of stuff that pitchers are throwing around baseball right now, how difficult is it for hitters to lay off, and how impressive, conversely, is it that yours have been able to draw 32 walks over the first 4 games?
It's remarkable. And leading the way is Max Muncy. I was just made aware that he set a postseason record with consecutive times on base. And yesterday, he didn't swing at one ball, one pitch out of the hitting zone. Given all the stuff and how, you're seeing different arms and the stuff, the velocity, the spin is so good and late. It's remarkable. I still believe that these players are better than they've ever been, and given, obviously, with information and things like that. Today was a good one for us in the sense that, Quintana, he nibbles, and he's a crafty veteran pitcher, and you've got to be really stubborn in your hitting zone. Our hitting coach did a great job. I thought we did a good job using the big part of the field, getting to the pen, taxing them, winning pitches. And, when we get to their pen, we've done the same thing. So we've had a lot of good looks at the guys in their pen. And the one guy we really don't want to see, we haven't seen much of. So to keep him in the pen is a good thing for all of us. But outside of that guy, we've seen everyone else. So I feel good about that. And I think we got Peterson tomorrow. So we've seen him. And, the goal is to, get him out of the game and, make him have a short outing.
Do one last one, standing up on the right.
Knowing personally how one play can turn a series around, how much is there any added incentive to getting it done tomorrow and not letting the Mets come up for air?
Absolutely. Every play is big. I think that Carlos would like to have some plays back on their side, some at-bats, and I'd still even, I'd love to have some defensive plays back, and we didn't convert some outs that cost some pitches. But, yeah, we don't want to give these guys any momentum, and we feel good. We got some momentum, and we got to continue to come out, with some intent tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Doc. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, guys.